Hey everyone, have you seen the massive buzz online? Adidas's global ambassador is going all out, giving huge shout-outs to Caitlyn Clark, and the internet is totally freaking out. But wait, here's the real kicker. Where is Nike in all of this? Haven't heard? Well, brace yourselves. This might just blow your mind. Stick with me because there's so much more going on here, and it's not what you expect. Some WNBA insiders have confirmed something crazy. Right before the start of the 2025 WNBA season, Nike offered Caitlyn Clark a massive deal. But here's the twist. After seeing Caitlyn's recent injuries, Nike started completely ignoring her. This deal was the biggest ever for any WNBA athlete. But as soon as Caitlyn Clark disappeared from the spotlight, Nike revealed its true colors. Now they're planning to sign a huge deal with Caitlyn's competitors like DeWanna Bonner and Aja Wilson. This is nothing short of a shady move. Meanwhile, Adidas is keeping a close eye on Nike's every move. They know they can't afford to lose an athlete like Caitlyn Clark. So Adidas's ambassador, Billie Jean King, praised Caitlyn's performances this season like never before and sent a message that's causing a storm on social media. Now, here's the kicker. Nike is dead silent. No posts, no praise for Caitlyn Clark. But Adidas, they're about to do something big. But hold up, Caitlyn Clark just dropped a bombshell. She's seriously frustrated with everything going on this season. Turns out, she's realized that many of the big players in the WNBA don't even want to see her play, and they're constantly taking cheap shots at her, leading to one injury after another. Recently, Sophie Cunningham even asked Caitlyn how long it would take her to recover from these injuries. But Caitlyn seemed really upset, and she revealed something shocking. She's thinking of taking the entire season off. Why? Because she doesn't want to ruin her career. The way that WNBA is treating her, it's just not right. Caitlyn Clark has given so much to the league. She brought in viewers and secured major sponsorships from the biggest companies. And this is how the WNBA is treating her? She says they don't even deserve her. So, what do you think? Should Caitlyn Clark take the season off? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your opinion on this. Meanwhile, in a recent post-game interview, Lexi Hall and Sophie Cunningham dropped another shocking revelation. When a reporter asked them if Caitlyn Clark would be returning, both of them gave a pretty cold response, saying she doesn't love traitors. It's clear now that Caitlyn Clark's situation is way more complicated. Her teammates have been trying to convince her to play this season, but Caitlyn's made it clear she's not interested. Here's the kicker. Since Caitlyn found out that Stephanie White may have been the traitor behind everything, she doesn't want to be under her coaching anymore. You might not have heard this, but recently, a former Indiana Fever player exposed some major secrets about Stephanie White. Turns out, all this drama happening behind the scenes, it's been full of shady dealings, from referees taking bribes to cheap shots being planned out. And guess what? Caitlyn Clark was completely pushed to the side, played like a pawn in a bigger game. This is far from over. Meanwhile, here's another bombshell. Caitlyn Clark might be heading to the Unrivaled League. Yep, you heard that right. Unrivaled is reportedly planning something huge for her. Could this be the next chapter in Caitlyn's career?
Unrivaled League needs Caitlyn Clark, and they are preparing to offer her a massive deal. But is it all too...
Special athletes attract special opportunities, and Caitlyn Clark is no exception. Rumor has it, the upcoming Unrivaled Women's Basketball League is gearing up for a massive move, and Caitlyn Clark could be at the center of it. With everything happening in the WNBA, it's no surprise that Caitlyn is planning to take the rest of the season off. What do you think about this move? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.
This, to me, is another reason why Caitlyn Clark needs to flee the WNBA. It's a political organization. They're not serious about business. They don't care about traditional sports fans. It's a little cult that puts out little political statements. Everybody wears vote t-shirts. They don't care about making money. They don't care really about building up this league and making it profitable. They're a charity. She needs to flee the WNBA and start her own league in this
side club. It has just been reported today that Caitlyn Clark could receive a Lionel Messi-like offer to play in Unrivaled Startup 3-on-3 League, which is a full court.
The Startup League's aggressive push to sign Caitlyn Clark is shaping up to be one of the most mind-blowing moves in sports history, and it's got everyone talking. It's eerily similar to how Inter Miami CF pulled off a jaw-dropping strategy to land Lionel Messi in 2025. Here's the thing. The MLS club realized a regular salary wouldn't cut it for a global icon like Messi. So what did they do? They went big. A $150 million deal, partial ownership of the team, and a slew of crazy incentives that no one saw coming. But it doesn't end there. Even Apple jumped in, agreeing to share revenue from the MLS season pass with Messi, a 7-time Ballon d'Or winner. Now, Unrivaled is taking notes, and they're preparing something even more explosive for Caitlyn Clark. This isn't just about money. It's about changing the game entirely. Is this the deal of a lifetime for Caitlyn? Or is this a plot twist no one expected? The stakes are rising, and the world is watching closely. Stay tuned because what happens next could redefine the future of women's sports.
The league has 26 of their 30 players already, and they have been announcing players for the past 3 months. And there has been speculation throughout the entire WNBA season if Caitlyn Clark would be joining Unrivaled in the offseason. Caitlyn Clark is needed for this league. It should be one of their main goals is to get her to play in the league no matter what that costs, no matter.
Caitlyn Clark just made history. She was recently ranked the 4th most marketable athlete in the world by Sports Pro in London, surpassing none other than Lionel Messi, who landed at number 5. With her fame exploding and her appeal reaching across every market, it's no wonder the startup league is gearing up to make an offer that could blow everyone away. Insider sources say the deal on the table could be absolutely groundbreaking. Think about this, a salary nearing $1 million for less than 3 months of play. But that's not all. We're talking potential equity stakes and revenue-sharing opportunities that could redefine her career. This isn't just a contract, it's a revolution in sports deals. The question is, what's next for Caitlyn Clark? And is she ready to change the game forever?
Nafisa Collier, who is one of the founders of Unrivaled, had this to say about Caitlyn Clark. She said, "It's just so crazy because the growth that Caitlyn has brought to the game, the sheer amount of money that she's making these teams, people are having to move their venues when she comes to play, and she's getting paid like $75,000 a year. She should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's bringing." And I'm glad that a WNBA player is finally saying this out loud, admitting to it, because it has been so clear for so many people the Caitlyn Clark effect that she has had on the WNBA.
The Caitlyn Clark effect in the Unrivaled League could be just as game-changing as the Messi effect in MLS. We're talking skyrocketing ticket sales, record-breaking TV ratings for broadcast partner TNT Sports, and major advertisers flooding in, just like she did for the WNBA this year. Now, while a $1 million salary for less than 3 months of play might seem small compared to NBA stars like LeBron James, who's earning a staggering $48.7 million this season, it's still a massive upgrade from Caitlyn's current pay. According to Spotrac, her base salary with the Indiana Fever is just $76,535, with total earnings only reaching $338,000 this season. For perspective, players like A'ja Wilson will make $249,300, while Steph Curry rakes in $55.8 million with the Warriors. But here's the kicker. Caitlyn Clark's real income doesn't even come from the court. It's from her endorsement deals. She already holds an 8-year, $28 million deal with Adidas, plus partnerships with other major brands like State Farm, Gatorade, Wilson, Bose, and Buick. Still, Caitlyn may want more direct compensation from her employer rather than relying on external deals. And that's exactly where the Unrivaled League could completely change the game.
So do I think Caitlyn Clark should join Unrivaled? I'm not so sure. I think that the money needs to be high. It needs to be in the millions. It needs to be at least what Cube offered her for the big 3 at minimum. And even with that, Caitlyn Clark doesn't need any money. She has plenty of endorsement deals. I think she is totally fine. And I think for her body and for her mental health, it might not be the best thing.
At this point in Caitlyn Clark's career, she could easily kick back and enjoy her summer, hitting the golf course, filming major commercials, or just taking time off. But here's where things get crazy. Unrivaled is betting big. They believe a massive salary, equity in the league, and the chance to compete against the world's best could be the perfect bait to lure the 22-year-old superstar into its debut season.
Co-founded by WNBA legends Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier, Unrivaled isn't just promising, it's threatening to change the game completely. They're offering the highest average salaries in professional women's sports history, and that's not even the wildest part. Reports say the league is offering six-figure base salaries plus equity shares, giving all athletes a stake in the league's future. Unrivaled isn't playing by the same old rules. Instead of a one-size-fits-all pay structure, compensation will be based on a sliding scale, directly tied to player influence and social media reach. And who's the biggest name in the game? That's right, Caitlyn Clark. She's arguably the most popular American athlete to hit TV since Tiger Woods, and the league knows it. So far, 26 of the 30 roster spots have already been filled with big-name WNBA stars like Chelsea Gray and Angel Reese signing on. But the biggest prize? Caitlyn Clark. Meanwhile, the WNBA is feeling the pressure. Just this Monday, the WNBA Players Union voted to opt out of their current collective bargaining agreement, signaling players are demanding better pay and conditions. Unrivaled is stepping into that power vacuum with bold promises that could leave the WNBA scrambling. In a statement to FOS, a league spokesperson said, "While we believe Unrivaled is setting a new standard in the marketplace, we are not disclosing individual player compensation packages or league financials at this time." The league is set to launch in Miami in January 2025, running for 8 weeks, including playoffs. And here's the kicker. The timing and location might make the offer even more tempting for Caitlyn. Trading the icy winters of Iowa for sunny South Florida? Few would say no to that. But in the end, Caitlyn Clark holds all the power. Just like Messi stood at a crossroads, so too does Caitlyn now. The final decision? It's hers. And that's where things get really interesting.
Unrivaled is staying tight-lipped about Caitlyn Clark's level of interest, but one thing's clear, they're willing to pull out the all stops to bring her on board. And believe it or not, they're not the first league to make a move. Back in March, Ice Cube's Big Three League reportedly offered Clark a staggering $5 million to appear in just 8 games, on top of her WNBA commitments. While that deal ultimately fell through, it's a clear sign of just how far leagues are willing to go to secure her presence. And it's easy to see why. Caitlyn Clark is ranked 4th on Sports Pro's 2024 list of the world's 50 most marketable athletes, with a crossover appeal that emerging leagues would kill for. But here's the real shocker. Caitlyn Clark is now treading in uncharted waters. After just one season as a professional, she's reached a point where she can dictate her own value. And while she continues to elevate the WNBA with her star power, the league itself has yet to fully recognize her worth. So here's the burning question. Does Caitlyn even want to stay in the WNBA for the long haul? Could she be ready to break free and define her own future on her own terms?
Here's the issue with the WNBA, and I'm going to repeat a mantra. It is the most unlikable league and culture in all of sports, by far. And I'm talking from the players to some of the ownership, to all the media members, to the podcasters, to those who defend it. It's the most unlikable league in the whole wide world. And this is just another piece of evidence to support that statement.
And if Caitlyn Clark decides to walk away from the WNBA, the real question becomes, is Unrivaled the game-changing opportunity she's been waiting for? Could this be the fresh start that finally gives her the platform and recognition she deserves?
Don't care how much money. They can offer Caitlyn Clark $100 million, and I would tell her to stay away from this Unrivaled 3-on-3. It's going to be a disaster. It's going to be a bad look for women's basketball. It's going to hurt their momentum. It's not even a real thing. It's something to pacify them, to make the women think, hey, you know what? I need to keep going along with this crap WNBA league that has poor leadership and doesn't know how to become profitable so we can get paid. They want to get paid for just whining and complaining and saying we deserve it rather than earning it.
In the end, Caitlyn Clark stands at a crossroads. With unprecedented offers on the table and the chance to reshape her career, she's in control like never before. Will she stay and continue to build the WNBA's future? Or will she take the leap into uncharted waters with Unrivaled, where the opportunities are limitless? The stakes are higher than ever, and only Caitlyn can decide which path she will take. What do you think? Will Caitlyn Clark stay in the WNBA, or will Unrivaled become her new home? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear your take on what happens next.